Offer the doctor following the removal of an engorged tick, as the chances of a complete cure decrease if treatment is delayed. Deer ticks live in shady, moist places, areas at ground level. They will cling to tall grass, brush, and shrubs, usually no more than 18 to 24 inches off the ground. They also live in lawns and gardens, especially at the edge of woods around old stone walls. Your best protection is to avoid contact with soil, leaf litter, and vegetation. But in the mountains, that's a tough thing to do for sure. The Ulster County Health Department offers the following tips on how to avoid tick bites. Number 1, while out walking, stay on clear, well-traveled paths. Number 2, cover up and wear light-colored clothing to spot ticks easily. Number 3, use tick repellent as directed. Number 4, keep the grass and brush around your home trim and clear, especially in the areas where children play. Number 5, shower as soon as possible after spending time outdoors. Number 6, most important, check everyone for ticks, including pets, carefully and thoroughly at the end of each day. Remove all ticks promptly and properly. Unfortunately, we all are too familiar with this threat here in the Catskills, but as we always say, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. So, vehicles. What is it, vehicle number 7850? Is that the?
Yeah.
7850. And the mileage was beginning, am I getting this right? 74,454 miles, and it ended with 75,350 miles for a total of 896 miles. Vehicle number 7851, it's 64,572 miles in the beginning of the month, and 64,586 miles for a total of 14 miles. Vehicle number 625, 35,804, and it was ending with 36,707 for a total of 903 miles. Number 626, 93,469 miles, it was the beginning, and ending with 93,893 for a total of 424 miles. Stay safe out there. Police.
Yes.
Your noise ordinance.
Yes.
Okay, is under code 360.com. All right. Chapter 116 zoning, Article 6 supplementary regulations. That's where you'll find all the information about the decibel levels and residential zones and the time periods and R5, R3, R1.5s, everything. About the.
Is that an R code or is that just?
That's our code.
That's our
That's
code.
our code.
It's not our website. Okay.
Could you repeat that code for me?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, sure, it's 116-23, performance standards for non-residential and non-agricultural uses.
And did you read what it says about the, like, how it's controlled or how it's regulated?
Yes.
And it
Would you like to
says,
read it?
well, just briefly.
No person shall operate or cause to be operated any source of sound in such a manner as to create a sound level which exceeds the limits set forth for the receiving land use category stated below when measured at or within the property boundary of the receiving land use, amended 12/28/1992. Residential zones R5, R3, R1.5, HR, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., 57 decibels, and 7 p.m. to 7 a.m., 53 decibels. Commercial zones are 64 decibels, 7 a.m. to 9 p.m., and 9 p.m. to 7 a.m. is 60 decibels. All this means nothing to
It
me.
means nothing until you have the machine.
Until I have a decibel meter and can.
But it's at the property edge, it's not in the property home.
That's correct, it's
All right.
boundary.
All right, so that's better, actually, that way. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. I don't think everyone got it.
Thank you.
I seem to remember though, Fay, that either Jimmy and Rob, with some concerns up in Alberia last year, had a decibel meter and used it at the house.
Oh, you think they have one?
The decibel meter, if I may, up in Alberia is owned by the owner of Full Moon.
Oh,
Boy, do you know what the decibel is for, say, loud music, what the average would be? Would it be over 60?
about decibels, really,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
The town had a meter at one time. But we went through this with the soccer fields down below.
It-
Town did have a
Sound
meter.
meter?
With the sound from the soccer field up?
Huh?
With the sound from the soccer field?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Month of May, we traveled a total of 5,514 miles. We made 2 arrests, had 3 total charges, wrote 12 traffic tickets, handled a total of 177 calls. Any questions on the monthly statistical report?
My request from last month, get an answer on that?
I did not. I'll bring it to my new chief.
Well, that'll be about a half, 2 months, huh? How about I bring it to Chief?
You bring it to whomever you want. Anyone else?
No.
That's it. Thank you. Venetia Water.
I guess the good news, everything is working,
Oh.
even in spite of the holiday weekend, which, according to Rick, we used a record amount of water. Still, we have the same issues that we've had all along. We need to close the loop for the water main itself, and we certainly need that third pump, which was never installed. In case, if one goes down, out of the 2 that we have now, there'd be a real shortage of water, like on July 4th, Labor Day, any of the big weekends. So we don't even know if it could function totally with the demand, with the extra demand of the holiday. So
With the 2 pumps?
with the, no, if one
Oh,
goes
one
down.
goes down, okay.
Yeah, there's nothing to replace it.
Right.
So we really need to do something about it. And it's a matter of funding. There is no funding at the moment. And we need to do, it's all the same old stuff. We need a set of water meters for the town that are modern and can be read from the road, as opposed to, getting down on the ground and reading. And just in general, we're grossly underfunded. So, next meeting, 25th. 6:30 at the water.
What's your concerns on funding?
We don't have funding to do, to make I don't want to call them improvements, for ongoing.
Just the maintenance of them, or?
It's more than
upgrade?
maintenance, it's material that was left out of the original system and needs to be done to bring it up to any kind of a reasonable standard. Because at the moment, in my opinion, it's just substandard. And it's no reflection on Rick, it's the way it was built.
Right.
It was designed right, never built correctly.
I want to reiterate about what Alfred was saying and talk to these board members about this pump. I really, being on, the liaison and going to the to the water board meetings, this pump is crucial. It
Well,
really is.
actually,
yeah.
Alfie, the town board is the water board. That's a committee there, but we have to make the
Right.
decisions here, So as
Okay.
far as
Well-
recommending funding along those lines, and they recommended a bond last month, we have to vote on whether we want a
Well-
bond or not.
Well, there's also funds available from rural water, at basically about the same rate as taking a bond, right? And I think we should take as much as we can get from rural water and put it into Phoenicia Water. It's crucial. If this pump goes out, this board is going to be blamed.
As well we should, we're the water
As
board.
well as we should, and that's why we have to act on it. It has to be done.
Is there a deadline to that?
The deadline, yeah, there's a deadline. The deadline is when the water goes out and we're being blamed.
No, I mean, the
Could be-
deadline to getting the.
No, there's
interest and everything.
no, we need to get that as soon as possible.
Okay.
And
So we
again,
have
I hadn't had much a chance to talk to Rob in the past couple of weeks about it. And again, I was gonna bring it up with him, I didn't get in touch with him today. But, and I know he was working on it, but I really feel it's crucial. I really
I mean,
do.
if you're gonna have a,
Let Rick say something on it.
Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead, Rick.
The thing is that the 2 pumps that are going now have been going since 2004. They can both go at the same time. Therefore, then we would have no water being able to be put in the system. We'd be out of water. There'd be no water.
And the other
These two
side
pumps-
of
what
it, if
I'm
you,
requesting is that the water committee bring forth to the town board, water board here, what our options are, so that we can act on it. I mean, saying, well, let's make a $30,000 bond, or let's go to rural water. and find out what that is. Get the facts in front of us and make a decision.
I think it should be done for the next meeting, we should make this decision, have it ready.
You know, hypothetically, if you had a pump failure and a fire at the same time, you'd be in dire straits. You wouldn't be able to fight it. You wouldn't have enough pressure. The pressure at my house drops. When both pumps are on, I have 50 pounds PSI. And when only one is functioning, I have about 30. So with 30 PSI, and you have to push a volume of water, it's not gonna happen. So, pretty
On a
critical.
minor point that you may want to bring up at the water committee meeting, I was up a week or so ago, hung up on that side of the mountain over there where the water reservoir is, and went to the Smith Reservoir to inspect if there was any damage from that 5.5-inch rain we had, and it's actually in very good shape, except the input line does not have any kind of a filter over it. It's just, it's just a bare pipe, so if you're talking about getting mud or gravel or whatever there, that's, I mean, it was clear when I was up there, but I don't know how much water's coming down into the reservoir. Rick may know that, but that thing needs to be addressed.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Pine Hill Water. Museum. Nothing? Yeah, museum.
I want to thank you for coming to the museum last month.
Thank you for taking the time to show me. I appreciate
I'm going to ask the board again to give me a liaison who has a little bit of intelligence that can deal with the problems in the museum. Because apparently we have a personal thing with Vinny and I don't know what it is. He don't want to work with me, and I damn sure don't want to work with him. So either you get me a new liaison, or you're going to look for somebody else to run the museum. Thank you.
Recreation.
I should get to work. First of all, we have suffered a terrible loss. The death of Sandy Stanley, who served on this board from the beginning. She was the park manager for Glenbrook Park and was extraordinarily diligent about that. And very supportive on all our projects. We miss her deeply. And of course, extend our sympathies to the family. This is a very busy time for Parks and Rec. Rayla has been working very hard on getting everything up and running, as you know from the resolutions you have regarding the summer rec programs that they'll be doing. Sandy impacts that greatly because she would volunteer her time to serve as a medical officer. She would be at camp daily to have an on-site presence of medical officer, so they're scrambling to find someone to fill that role. Beyond that, we have a small grant that we've gotten from Cornell Cooperative Extension to do some engineering where we're looking to connect Smith Park by crossing over the stream to the hamlet of Pine Hill and specifically to the community center to make it easy for people to come back and forth to the park. We are in the process and expect to have by July 4th a brochure about the parks in town. I think it's going to be cool. It will help people to locate where they are and what kinds of facilities are available. I think that's it for Parks and Recreation.
When's your next meeting?
Our next meeting, really bad on dates, but it's July, it's going to be Thursday in the 20s. Anybody got a calendar? It's 3 p.m. here at Town Hall. With another hat, I served with Big Indian Beautification, and this weekend we had our 5th annual, as I say, numbers are my thing, roadside trash pickup. We collected over 20 large gallon bags of trash, which local businesses very kindly offered to make room for. And then we were fated with a traditional luncheon at Peekaboo's. Those folks have been wonderful to Big Indian, and they serve a beautiful lunch to all volunteers. And then we also, the next day, volunteers planted the tubs in the village and in the hamlet and the park. So our super juniors are raring to go.
Thank you.
So Marty, the next meeting will be Thursday, 26th, then, 3 PM here at Town Hall.
Yes, Thursday,
So
26th.
you're looking for a park manager for Glenwood Park, and they should come see you at that meeting if people are interested, or send a resume or what?
Certainly, we welcome resumes.
Tim has to do a motion about that.
Yes, it's this board that appoints somebody, but we would like to
But you
have
would
the
recommend
opportunity to.
somebody if they come to you when they're interested?
Yeah.
By the way, the parks have come so far, and just like the last 3 or 4 years, I just can't believe how far they've come.
Yeah, I
You
think
guys
this
are doing a
is
good job.
a neat way of doing it. With the park managers, we have people who have a real vested interest
Yeah.
in the park. And I know in Smith Park, they're looking to see how they can bring that tennis court back to life. Big Indian has a project, because Shandaken Day is coming there, and they have a grant request out to Ulster County, County Savings. We'd like to erect a little bandstand, and there's just a lot of stuff going on.
Thank you.
Good, thank you.
Thank you. All right. Public comments on resolutions.
Well, I have a comment continuing on the, getting money from the, for the water. What's going on with Sharp? Sharp used to get grants for us there. Does anybody have any?
I haven't heard a thing from them.
News on Sharp, what are they doing?
That's a very good question.
Yeah,
Very good.
it looks like it's closed.
We don't.
I know some information about Sharp, and they're having some difficulties right now. And
Well,
I don't feel, I was gonna discuss it with Rob prior about how much I should talk about what but I don't believe that, I think Sharp's having some difficulties.
well, they have a $250,000 revolving loan.
Revolving loan,
The
yes.
loan was in my office as a lawyer. His father got the money because he was friends with Alphonse D'Amato, who was then this U.S. Senator. And he got this revolving loan there. You could get a certain amount of money from Sharp and then pay it back.
Right.
Now, what happened with that? Because we could use that. We could use it to get.
I remember like 15, 20 years ago, where people like myself, when you needed a business loan, you took it out of Sharp, and then you paid it back.
Yes.
And it helped you grow your business.
From what I've understood, Rick, is some people didn't pay it back.
And some people still owe a lot of money on that.
$250,000 is not a lot to be loaning when you're
Well,
loaning businesses money,
Didn't they
and
put
they're not being paid back.
something up for collateral? They must have had to.
Unfortunately, the collateral,
Wow.
Some of them are in collection, that's not.
some are in collection. There is some people in collection on from Sharp.
I'm not sure if municipalities, and like villages, not villages, but like water districts would be eligible for those loans. I'm not, don't hold me that, but I thought they were for
Because this
businesses.
was a federal loan.
Yeah, but they're targeting small businesses.
Yeah.
The water district may be eligible for it, but I would
Well,
be
did somebody
skeptical.
check into that?
Yeah,
I had checked, I had tried to find out because I was concerned that Sharp used to be a vital part of the community. And I was wondering what was going on with it. And I was told that we really don't have any jurisdiction over what they do. So they're kind of like I think this is right, but they're kind of like a private entity working on their own. So we really can't control how they
Wow.
operate.
there is a board.
Is that true?
Part of that fund is administered by them, but it's through the town board.
So no,
I'm not on any of the loan committees, but part of that comes out as a town loan. And one of the big problems was a lot of people got loans and they walk away, and Sharp is not the first lien holder, the third, fourth lien holder, so Sharp gets.
Yeah.
There's no money coming out of state and federal right now.
Yeah, well, the money was flowing very well for a while there, and then.
There is no money
It's
coming
Right.
out.
not flowing anymore.
Yeah.
It's just not.
Isn't there a board?
There is
They have a
there's
board, they have a
There's a
board.
board, just come down, you wanna have a meeting with the board, make an appointment and come down and have a meeting with it.
Yeah, that might be the best way.
Yeah.
Are you on the board?
Yes.
Oh, when is the meeting? The next meeting?
Well, that right now is debatable, we'll let you know.
Okay.
We'll let you know when the next meeting is.
Yes, and anybody that wants to meet with Sharp, make a meeting by phone, because if you just show up there,
There's nobody there.
there's nothing
Right
around.
now, there's nobody in the office.
There's nobody in the office,
No
I've
money
been there
to pay.
several times.
Also, there's no money at all to pay them.
There's no money to even pay the people in the office. So I don't know, is Buffy working for Sharp anymore?
She's working on a volunteer basis, a day or two a week.
Because there is still money coming into Sharp.
Still money coming in, there's loans that are coming
They're
in.
being paid, they're coming in, so it's gonna need some clerical.
Okay, so that has to be kind of like looked into.
Yeah.
But as
Yeah, we
far
gotta find
as,
out what's going on, sure.
but as far as what Sharp does, like if Sharp is gonna foreclose on a loan,
Right.
that's not our job,
Right.
that's their job,
Yeah.
right?
So we'd like to know what's going on.
Yeah, well, I think we do have an idea what's going on, if they're not doing well.
Yeah, yeah, but I'd like to know why, and, you know, what, are they gonna be there, are they gonna close?
And like Bob said, one of the
Yeah.
reasons they're not doing well is there is no federal
Yeah,
money
there's no
coming in.
money.
It just isn't available the way it was. So, it is a shame, because Sharp has done a lot for this community.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure,
They
absolutely.
certainly have.
Yes,
Yeah,
they
at
have.
one time, they were very, very
And
vital.
right up to the end, they were doing good, and, you know, like you say, when you're getting federal money and it's flowing in, and they can loan it out, everything is great, hunky-dory, we're doing good. But then when that money stops coming in, you're not doing good anymore.
Yeah.
So,
But does that affect the money that's owed to get back?
Right,
No.
but it wasn't supposed to be a never-ending well of money, though. It was
Right.
supposed to be grant writing, and you
Well,
got
people are supposed to be
grants, and
paying
you
this
got that
back,
money,
right?
and the money was gonna be paid back, and then it was gonna be a
Well,
revolving
there's
loan.
also interest on that.
And interest and all that.
again, when Jane was in there, there was a lot of grant money available, and she took advantage of them grants,
Right.
but that grant money is not available today. Just isn't there.
Okay.
All right, and on to the resolution, you know, the public comments on the resolutions. Resolution number 86. We're gonna like to table that one tonight if we can. I'll read this here. This is a note from Rob. It says, there is a resolution to support the planning board's selection for attorney. I met with the firm and Don Brewer last Friday, where we obtained that this firm charges $350 an hour, which is $150 an hour more than any other attorney we use. They said they would talk to their accounting department to see if they could lower the rate, but I'm not expecting a $150 drop. Technically, the planning board under state statute has the ability to select its own professional services. My concern here is multiple fold, including explaining to our other long-term attorneys why we would be okay with a fee in excess of their own. Let me add that any attorney fees associated with the activities of the Bel Air project will come out of the escrow created by Crossroads. General advice, though, is paid from the planning board contractual, which is a minimal because of it generally pays for advertising of meetings and mailings to notify neighbors of subdivisions and the like. So he said we may want to, table this one so we can get a little more information and digest this one, so when that one comes up.
This is the
Now,
lawyer.
is that going to delay the review of the development, though?
But there's nothing actively involved.
This is the lawyer the planning board hired,
Wants to hire.
Wants to.
wants to hire?
Consulting services.
Is there any other comments on the resolutions? Okay, motions, I have two tonight. Well, one I actually already did. The motion number one was Jimmy McGrath, his resignation. And the motion number two, with Sandy Stanley's passing, an opening at the Glenbrook Park Manager position for the Parks and Recs Board. So I want to make a motion that we, make a motion to hire somebody to take her place if we can.
Well, advertise, because it's a.
Yeah, is that what it's advertised for?
Yeah.
Okay,
So I will second that.
okay. And everybody in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anybody against?
Do you want to do a motion to table resolution 86?
Yeah, okay, we'll make a motion to table resolution 86. We have a second on that?
Second.
Is all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone against?
I'm going to be against.
Okay. All right, resolutions.
Resolution 77-14, resolution to pay all bills, whereas the Department of Audit and Control require town boards to sign and inspect all vouchers coming into the town for payment to number and total amounts from each fund. Therefore, be it resolved that the town board authorize the following vouchers paid. General, $47,801.01. Highway, $29,660.68. Phoenicia Water, $3,181.17. Pine Hill Water, $1,141.62. Phoenicia Lights, $1,182.97. Chichester Lights, $157.10. Pine Hill Lights, $650.51, and I move to adoption.
I'll second that.